Hey y'all, back for part 9. These motherfuckers trying to shut me up, okay? They don't want me to tell what the fuck is going on. So, went over, David's house. Well, not it wasn't necessarily his house. He lived with his stepbrother, and you know, they mama or whatever. His stepbrother mama. So his brother's name is Adam. And I don't remember the mama name, really don't give a fuck about that either. So um go over there and we sit in the garage or whatever because they don't garden in the house. Some people garden in their house, some people don't. So we were sitting in the garage, right? And we was out there talking. Then Adam's baby mama had came outside, and we was sitting there. All of us was just sitting out there talking and gardening. Then I think he came out. Adam came out. Adam's kids came out or whatever, things of that nature. So, uh, so we having a look good little time, whatever. So, mind y'all, I'm fasting. I don't forgot all about me fasting. Okay, so I had when I got there, I was drinking coconut water because I was doing a water fast. So I had my coconut water, and that's all the fuck I had. So David was he was getting me water. He was like, "You want a water?" And I was like, "Sure." So he kept bringing me out bottles of water, and y'all, when I tell y'all, I was sky high. I was like, and they kept like passing around. So I'm like, y'all motherfuckers, y'all be gardening, goddamn. Like, I'm not that type of person that just garden like that. Look, I'm a rookie at gardening, okay? So, I was just sitting there watching them. I'm like, God damn, like y'all smoke like, y'all garden like, like my aunt and them, my aunt and my dad and them, they just be passing garden after garden tool after garden tool, goddamn. So, um, so it is nightfall, right? And y'all, don't laugh at me, but I'm laughing my damn self, and because this shit was funny. So, uh, Adam's Adam mom and David's stepmama came out, right? So, um, she came outside, and y'all, like I said, I was up to the sky, okay? So I'm just sitting there chilling. She came out, y'all, and everything was cool at first. And she just sitting there talking, and I don't think, honestly, nobody was really listening to her because everybody was sky high. They was up to the sky, especially me. So, I was sitting like, I'm sitting in the middle, and then David is to my left, she's to my right, and then Adam was like standing in the garage, but like he was leaning on the wall of it or whatever. So I could see everybody, but then this weird energy just came out of nowhere, and it was like real strong. And y'all, I kid you not, y'all. I felt like I was I felt like I was in motherfucking Get Out, okay? She just didn't have the motherfucking teacup and the spoon. So I was sitting in that motherfucking chair, and y'all was like, it was just like old boy sitting in that chair. And he had his arms sitting on the rest. And I was sitting there, I was like, I was in my head, I was like, oh, bitch. I was like, I said, oh, I said, look, I swear to God, if anybody make a motherfucking move, I swear, let anybody bust a motherfucking move, I'm finna tear everybody ass up in this garage. I'm not playing. I don't give a fuck how high. I'm finna come down out the sky and whoop some ass, okay? I was so serious, y'all, because the energy, I didn't like it. I did not like it at all. So, ain't nothing happened. So we was sitting there still chilling. We was going from back and forth from, in the house, out the house. And like I said, on time we would go in the garage just to garden, right? So, when we was sitting out in the garage, he was like, he said, you can spend the night, right? And I was like, I looked at him and I was like, I said, no, I'm good. He was like, you sure you good to drive home? I was like, yeah, I'm good. Trying to be all hard and shit. Bitch, you is not good to go home, okay? You got to spend the night. So, a few minutes went by and I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and spend the night. I'm gonna go ahead and spend the night. My ass can't drive home. He started laughing. I was like, bruh, I don't even know why I was trying to play like I could. So I had called my kids. I was like, well, I didn't call them then. I called them when we had gotten the house, because after that we went in the house and we was just sitting down in the living room talking. So we were sitting there talking and I was like, I said, you know what? I said, I'm motherfucking offended. I'm telling him this. I'm telling Dave. I'm motherfucking offended because my kids ain't called me to check on me. It's supposed to be the other way around. I'm supposed to be calling, checking on their ass. But when I was with Michael, my kids was always blowing up my phone. Most of the time it would be the big, Mama, can we have this? Or can you order this and that? Because they didn't want to fucking cook. So I ordered them some food or whatever. But they didn't do this. Like, because this is my first time going, to see David. So I'm thinking they going to call me. So I called my son. And I say, hey. I said, so y'all don't forget about me. Y'all don't care about me at all. He was like, Mom, what are you talking about? I said, so y'all just ain't gonna call me and check on me and see if I'm okay. I said, I could have been in danger, but y'all don't care about me. So he was like, girl, we know you all right. So I get off the phone with my son. I said, I guess I must be in safe hands or something, because they ain't worried about me. So David had got up and he was walking to the kitchen. He looked back. He was like, yeah, you in good hands. And I was like, I smiled, goddamn. Okay. I smiled. I was like, I guess so. So, like I said, we were still sitting there talking. Once he came back, we were still sitting there talking. And then I had dozed off. I dozed off like one time, and then he dozed off too. So we both just got we both fell asleep on the couch. So, at first I couldn't go right off to sleep. And then I finally went out to sleep and I woke up early. And when I woke up, this nigga, he laid on the couch. This nigga, he didn't even go get no cover, no nothing. So he over there all balled up, freezing like a motherfucker, because it was cold. They had it cold as hell in that damn house. So he over there balled up, freezing without no damn cover on. So I said, you can come over here and get up under this cover. And he was, no, I'm good. And then went back to sleep. I was like, okay, well shit, bitch, I'm gonna go back to sleep too. That's on you to freeze, okay? So, like I said, go over there, I'm hanging out or whatever. So, this 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 coworker, I noticed that because I seen the truck or whatever. He came by or whatever to get something from Adam, because you know him and Adam is real cool or whatever. So I was like, is this nigga stalking? Like coming over here or whatever. And then he had mentioned, he was like, I come over there to get something from, you know, from Adam. Or I come over there, you know, chop it up with Adam or whatever. So I was like, why you coming over there whenever I'm coming? So because this one particular day, this said coworker, I don't even remember the man's damn name, Derek, because it's two Derek. So we called him Big Derek because he big old big dude. To my big old big dude. So anyway, this was like when me and David first started talking or whatever. So mind you, David had told me that he didn't want anything serious, and me being me, I want a fucking serious relationship. And so we were still talking or whatever, right? So it was this one particular day, Derek David had walked me to my car or whatever. So when I was putting my stuff in the car, and then I turned back around and I hugged him, and we was I had gave David a kiss. So Derek pulled up, oh, look at that, that's so cute, this, that, and that. I'm like, why is it every time me and David together, your motherfucking ass pop the fuck up? Nosy, bitch, get you some, okay? And so I started noticing that and I'm gonna be honest, I done left a lot of shit out. A lot of shit, because at this point I'm really getting tired of talking about the shit. But I done left a lot of shit out or whatever that happened. Majority with, you know, with the females and shit like that. And a jealousy. So so me and David, we still talking or whatever. So when I first went over there, he was sleeping on the couch, but the baby mama had moved out. So when she had moved out or whatever, he ended up taking, you know, I guess the room that she had or one of the kids had or whatever. So you know, we would sit in the living room, watch movies or whatever, and they had 2 dogs, so play with the dogs. But y'all, I don't know if I was allergic to the dogs or if they wasn't washing the dogs, and the dogs be playing out in the yard and then they come in with the pollen on them. But them dogs made me itch, and I ain't never been allergic to a dog hair. Like I done had dogs before, right? So some of the dogs we had, you know, they would shed their hair or whatever. Their hair was shed, and I think their boy dog Goku, he would shed the most, and then the girl dog Sandy or whatever, I think that was her name. I think she shed it, but not as much as Goku. I don't remember. Probably both of them did shed, but anyway. So, like whenever cause like I love dogs. So whenever when I would be playing with them, I noticed that I would break out bad. Like wherever they hair touched me or my body just touched them or they touched me, I broke out. So I would have to like literally take an allergy pill. Like the first like I would say the first 2 days that it happened, I had to, have allergy pills with me. Cause I'm talking about sneezing like a motherfucker, itch. I'm talking about skin just itching. I'm like, ooh. I'm trying not to do it. I'm like, I'm over here itching like a motherfucker. Legs itching, cause dog, they jump up on your lap and shit like that, or stand up on your legs. And the boy dog, look, he loved me. That was my boy. I love me some Goku. I used to call him my little boyfriend because he used to always be licking on my damn legs. Sir, you being nasty. Stop licking my legs. I know they taste good. I've been told I taste good, okay? But you ain't got to be licking on me like that. God, dog it. So, when the dogs would jump up on me sometimes, David would be like, no, get down, or whatever. And I didn't mind it, until they be trying to lick me in my face. I was like, no, yeah, get down. You can't kiss me, sir. I don't do that. I don't kiss doggies. So, that happened or whatever. But then, like I said, I was going over there. Sometimes I would spend the night. And I remember this one particular night, I was leaving, and I don't know, what the hell am I talking about? Like, this ain't pertaining to, well, it is in a way, because after all of this happened, and I stopped talking to him, right? So we, like, when David got his bed or whatever, we ended up, fooling around. And when it happened, cause like, okay, we had went out to the movies or whatever, and it was me, David, his brother Adam, and then Adam's new girlfriend. So we went to the movies. So Bad Boys, the last Bad Boys had just came out. So we went to go see that, and we had garden before we left. And so David in the damn theater, he in the theater falling asleep. So I was tapping his ass like, wake up, because he had started snoring. So I was trying to wake him up. And then, so I was laughing at him every time he dozed off. And so Adam was like, is that nigga down there falling asleep? I was like, yep. I was like, he out of there. So we was laughing about it or whatever. And then we headed back to the house, and we was sitting in the truck gardening again. So I was sky high. Mind y'all, I was still fasting. I was fasting the whole time, okay? So, yeah, hard-headed than a motherfucker. So, we ended up getting out the truck, and we went upstairs or whatever, and that's when we was, fooling around. So mind you, like I don't know if I mentioned this, but my cycle, some people comes at a certain time and they're able to keep up with it, but mine's always shifts, fluctuates, or whatever fuck. So it's hard for me to keep up with mine. So apparently I had started when we went upstairs, and I didn't know. So, but obviously he did. So get upstairs, and we did the do or whatever. And this is not to embarrass him, but I'm just saying it didn't last long because he said, you know, it had been years since he had did something. So I was like, no shame, no judgment, no nothing. So I knew it was gonna not be long. So once we were done, I went and I got in the shower. So soon as I go and pull my, you know, clothes down, yeah, it's stuff in, yeah. So I'm like, oh my God. Like, what the fuck? Because, like, when I was there and I had, you know, took a shower and got dressed at his house and then we went to the movies, I wasn't on my cycle. And it really wasn't supposed to come until a couple of days later. But it came early. Because, like I said, fluctuates, right? So that happened. And I don't remember nothing after me taking that shower and going to sleep. And so I think it was the next day when we went back to work or whatever, I don't know. But obviously my spirit had seen something, told me something, and I cut ties. Something happened other than that stuff, right? So I'm literally texting him while we at work, and I'm like, because I'm remember him telling me at the beginning, I'm like, he said he didn't want anything serious, and I know I wanted something serious, so what the fuck am I doing? Like, why am I still fucking with this person if he don't want anything serious? Like, that's a waste of time. And true enough, we done started talking and hanging out, and then we already done did the do. Of course, like, shit gonna get crazy. And so I'm texting him and I was like, I know how I can be, and I remember you saying you didn't want anything serious, so I'm a bag away, okay? So I was like, we still could be friends or whatever, but yeah, or we could still talk or whatever, but as far as us like being serious and doing that again, no. And like, I'm literally like tears falling down my eyes as I'm sending this text. And so after I sent him the text, and obviously he read it, he was mad. So I see him, he went past the desk and he went outside. Well, he went outside, and then so Victor and my trainer, I can't think of this nigga name. It's gonna come to me. It's gonna come to me, okay? So they had stopped him and they was like, you good? And so he was telling them basically that I had stopped fucking with him. So Victor, stupid ass, gonna holler out to my someone please call 911. Tell him I just got shot down. So he was singing that song. And so I kind of laughed about it because it was funny because Victor just fucking retarded. And it wasn't like a loud laugh, but I you know, kind of like chuckle a little bit. I was like, this nigga here, like, why is y'all making fun of this boy? Like, he really in his feelings about the shit. So he went outside, he was mad, I guess he started smoking. So obviously I don't think he took well to being turned down or whatever. So this motherfucker was mad at me. He didn't even talk to me at all. Like every day I seen him, he just looking mad as fuck. Yeah. So it was hard, and true enough, that created a soul tie, right? So, um, like from the time that I said I liked him, like I could heavily feel his energy, and I never felt nobody energy like that. And so, um, like I could always feel his emotions, and I always knew where he was. Like we would always end up in the same spot at the same time, or it would just be some weird shit. Like, okay, and this is before us, doing the do or whatever. It's before that. So like it was this one particular day, I was up in the break room getting some coffee. And so I had walked over to the window, and like right when I walked over to the window, he coming out the door to, I guess smoke his cigarette. And then I had text, so I said, look to your right. And I was like, hey. I said, it's crazy that when I walked up to this window, you walked outside. And then it's like, we would always end up meeting each other certain places in the warehouse. I don't know, like it was a heavy connection, I would say, from what I could see or whatever. And so I noticed that, cause like when we first started talking or whatever, and then this one particular day, cause then nobody know we was talking really, only a few did. And so this one particular day, Nate, that's my motherfucking trainer name, Nate. There it is. I told you it was gonna come to me, bitch. So, one day, we was all, cause like when we come in, we all meet up at the desk or whatever to wait on our trailers and stuff like that. So no trucks had really checked in yet when we got down there. So everybody just standing around looking lost and chit chatting and shit. So when I had came on the floor, he was coming in from outside, smoking his cigarette. And I walked up to him and we had hugged each other. And then this older guy named Pop Flores, he was like, he don't speak English that good, but he was like, you I liked Pop Flores. He did do some little funny shit to certain people, but I liked Pop. So he was like, you David? He was like, you and David? And I was like, yeah. Oh, okay. So, because Pops, he was, whenever I would say something to him in the beginning, he was like very super shy. He would just blush and smile, and then he didn't know what the fuck to say. So when he found out that me and David was, talking or whatever, he like started helping me a lot. Like whenever I had issues with a trailer or whatever, like he would help me out. And so I noticed that um I noticed that when me and David started talking, like he changed, like, because okay, so when I first said that I liked him, right? So um sorry y'all, it's long pauses because shit just thoughts just coming in. So um damn, hear another one. Okay, so I come in, and this one particular day before, like, I actually had, gave him my number and everything, um we was getting ready to leave work, and um I had never really seen him without the like ski mask on or whatever. And oh, excuse me. So he was leaving, like he was already walking to his truck, and I was like coming out the door, getting ready to walk to my car, and I seen him. He took off his thing, and he had long hair. So I was like, I look at her, you know how us woman is about men and their hair. I was like, oh, he got some cute little hair. So the next day, nigga come back to work, he didn't cut all that shit off. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, Papa done got a brand new bag, okay? This one, he done turned into a whole new man. He done cut his hair. He done got groomed and shit. Came back to work smelling good. I'm like, fuck this come from? And mind you, like this, like I said, this was before I had gave him my number, right? So, cause like I said, obviously Victor had told him already that I liked him. So, I told Q about it, and he was like, yeah, he was like, he really like you if he did that, y'all. Yeah, Yaya is my nickname. So he was like, he really like you, Yaya, if he did all of that. If he went to go cut his hair, he was like, cause the boy he didn't never cut his hair. And I noticed like he light the fuck up. So when, like I said, my energy is, yeah. And I've been learning about it and how good it is. I didn't know this about myself for a long time. So when I come into your life is going to fucking change like that. And you're instantly going to be happy. And so I'm gonna talk about how something happened recent. This was with nobody. This was something a person DM'd me on Threads, and he was basically explaining what my energy was doing to him. So and it gives me more insight on why these guys were attracted to me, and why they was trying to destiny swap. Like my both of my baby daddies, another ex, maybe even David. I'm not sure. Like that whole situation, I'm still confused about it. But some things that did happen, like I know, yeah. But anyway, and that could just be, because we were in connection, that I was so confused about it because they wanted me to be confused about it. So, like I said, he would always walk around with a, mean mug on his face. But, when he started talking to me and all of that, nigga was happy and everything, right? And like I said, I was always listening to my music and singing, right? So I don't know if I amped it up or more or what. I don't know. But when I stopped talking to him, well, when I told him what I told him, he stopped talking to me and he was mad at me. And then all of a sudden, Derek, the one that was watching us, I always peeping Tom when we together. He started just like coming around trying to, talk to me and be friendly and shit, right? So, one of my coworkers from HelloFresh, James, he came to me, because he was his car was down or whatever, so he was trying to get his car fixed, and he was needing a ride home. So he stayed he was staying with somebody that stayed close to where I live, so I would take him home or whatever. And so this one particular day, James had got in the car, right? James had got in the car. So he was telling me on the way to work that, cause okay, don't tell your business about who you fucking with. You're not supposed to tell your business, right? So I was talking to James, and James was like, as I'm telling him how I like and feel about David, he was like, I really like y'all together or whatever. And he was like, I really want y'all to, make it. And this is what he was saying before he came to me and told me some stuff that was said to him or whatever. So Derek had, and mind y'all, Derek is a married man. So, James is telling me that Derek had came to him one day and asked him, what he was saying basically, he was like, I don't think old girl and David gonna make it. And then so he said, I looked at him and I was like, why would you say that? And then he was like, well, because she wants something serious and he don't. So he was like, James said, I asked him, he said, how you know that? And then he was like, cause I talk to his brother all the time. So obviously David, which is the same thing that I'm doing, I'm talking to James and telling James how I feel about David. And then David probably talking to his brother and telling his brother how he feel about me. And then his brother going back and telling Derek. And then they doing this and this and that. To, keep us apart, right? And so he told me that. And then when we get to work, and then Derek comes up to me and try and say something to me, right? And I said, I was mad, right? So I said to him, I was like, man, get your bitch ass away from me. And he was like, what did I do? And I drove out because I was on my docket. I was doing my paperwork. So I drove off away from him. And then um he was like, he was shocked or whatever. So anyway, from what I know, obviously Derek, of course Derek did like me. And I say that because way after the fact, and this is when everybody in the warehouse damn near turned on me, right? Oh, hold on, cause we forgetting some shit too. But I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna finish saying this. So all the men, majority of the men in the warehouse had turned. They allowed the devil to start working with their motherfucking ass, right? Even my managers. Yeah. So, like I said, people be doing, that craft, right? So you got warlocks. So I'm working with some warlocks, right? And obviously he was one, and then I feel like Adam was too. I'm gonna be honest, David probably was too. But I really feel like he had feelings for me, but it's like, nigga, I done did this shit to her, so, or I was part of it, so who knows, And because I remember, and he only did this shit one time, right? So Derek had these candles, right? He was selling candles, supposed to be for his mama or somebody he was selling them for, right? So he was in the midst of showing this older lady named Maria the candles. So she was smelling them. And then I was coming down to get on my docker. So they was like close to my docker. So he walked up to me. He was like, hey, you want to buy some candles? And then, of course, I love candles. So I smell, I'm smelling the candles or whatever, the two that he had. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and buy this one. And this before I told the nigga, get the fuck away from me. So I took the candle home, and it did smell good. I ain't gonna lie, it did. And I burnt the candle, and it smelled good, but some shit, like I said, things was happening. So I was like, that was a motherfucking, spell in that candle, And mind you, his wife is from New Orleans. And not to say everybody do it for bad, but who's to say it was a motherfucking good candle? And obviously it wouldn't. So, he, like I said, he only did this that time. He was like, do you want the other candle? He was like, I got one left, right? And I was like, nah, I'm good with the one that I got. And then after that, he didn't sell them candles no more. Period. Right? So, shit got crazy to the point where same thing that happened at HelloFresh was happening in there. So motherfuckers following me, watching me on camera, because they see when I got there, they didn't have all the cameras. But when I got there, they started putting cameras up. They started getting funding. Like as soon as I came in and brought my good energy in, they started kind of like, upgrading. getting money to upgrade the warehouse. Now, mind you, that I don't care how much money you put in that warehouse, y'all gonna have to tear that bitch down and rebuild it for it to look nice. So, I'm gonna end this because this long as fuck. This 45 minutes. But yeah, catch me in part 10.